Hey everyone, and welcome back to Press Start to Begin.
The podcast where we like to take a deep dive into the games that shaped our thumbs.
And stole our hearts. I'm Pixel Pete.
And I'm Glitchy Gwen.
And today, we are tackling a true titan.
A true titan of the gaming world.
Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario Bros.
Oh yeah, we're going full warp pipe into the Mushroom Kingdom.
That's right. We're going to be figuring out why this game
Isn't just a classic.
It's a straight-up legend.
I mean, think about it. Over 58 million copies sold.
More than some countries' populations.
It basically single-handedly revived the video game industry.
After that crash.
Back in 83.
83.
It's like the game itself jumped over a giant pit of despair.
Yeah.
Grabbed a power-up and said, let's go!
Exactly.
But we're not just here for a nostalgia trip, right?
No.
We're here to dissect why Super Mario Bros. Was so groundbreaking
We are.
and how its influence
Still echoes.
in the games that we play today.
100%.
So let's rewind all the way back to 1985.
Okay.
Shoulder pads were big, hair was bigger,
Yep.
and the NES was about to change everything.
Yeah, 1985, a simpler time.
A simpler time.
When the biggest worry was if you had enough quarters for the arcade.
Oh, yeah.
But in Japan, things were even more exciting.
Okay.
The Famicom, which we know as the NES,
Right.
was already a hit, and these two developers
Right.
were about to unleash a game changer.
Right, so who are these developers?
Shigeru Miyamoto
Okay.
and Takashi Tezuka,
The dynamic duo?
the dynamic duo behind Mario's birth.
But this wasn't their first rodeo.
Oh, not at all.
These guys were veterans.
Veterans at Nintendo.
So they had already worked on titles like
Donkey Kong,
Donkey Kong,
Devil World,
Evil World,
Excitebike.
Excitebike.
They were the ultimate level designers, you know?
Yeah.
They were taking inspiration from everything they'd learned
Right.
and pouring it into this new project.
So they weren't just creating in a vacuum.
No.
They were building on their experience,
Totally.
pushing the boundaries of what games could be at the time.
Yeah, and you gotta remember, the gaming landscape back then was like the Wild West.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You know, arcades were king.
Yeah,
Home consoles were still finding their footing.
right.
No one had really cracked the code for like a truly immersive, character-driven experience.
I mean, except for maybe Pac-Man, but even he was all about gobbling dots and ghosts.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, Miyamoto and Tezuka, they wanted to create something different.
Okay.
They wanted a world that you could explore,
Okay.
a character that you could control with precision,
Right.
and a story that unfolded as you played.
And that's where Super Mario Bros. Comes in.
Yes,
It managed to do all that, but with a simplicity that was revolutionary.
absolutely.
And think about the context.
Okay.
Most games at the time were either super abstract,
Yeah, like Space Invader,
Space Invaders,
or limited by technology.
like the clunky scrolling in Defender.
Exactly.
But Super Mario Bros. Just felt
Smooth.
so smooth and responsive. The world was so vibrant and detailed.
It really drew you in.
You actually felt like you were running and jumping with Mario.
That responsiveness was huge,
Yes.
especially for the tight controls.
Right.
The way that Mario moved with a sense of weight and momentum,
Yeah.
it made the game instantly addictive.
And engaging.
Yes.
Like they took the best elements of arcade action,
Yeah.
that need for precision
Yes.
and timing,
Uh-huh.
and they brought it into this bigger, more explorable world.
Precisely.
And that combination,
Yeah.
the simple yet satisfying gameplay,
Mm-hmm.
the colorful and inviting world,
Yes.
and those responsive controls,
That's what made Super Mario Bros. Groundbreaking.
it really captured the imaginations of players
Yeah.
in a way that no game had really done before.
It did.
And it also helped that the music was insanely catchy.
Oh my God, yes.
Seriously, I bet I could hum the main theme right now,
Do it.
and everyone listening would instantly know it.
I would know it.
Koji Kondo,
Yes.
the composer. He knew exactly what he was doing.
He did.
He created these instantly memorable melodies
Yes.
that enhanced the gameplay.
They did. They really set the mood.
Yeah, they built tension,
Yes.
released it,
Mm.
made the whole experience even more immersive.
It was like the soundtrack to your adventure.
It wasn't just background music.
No, it was like another layer of storytelling.
Yeah, and think about that. It was one of the first games to really leverage music in that way.
It was revolutionary.
It wasn't just an afterthought.
It was integral to the experience.
So we've got groundbreaking gameplay, innovative use of music, and a sense of wonder that pulled players in.
It's the perfect recipe.
No wonder this game became a cultural phenomenon.
It really is incredible.
But I think another key factor was its accessibility.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You didn't need a degree in video games to pick up a controller and understand what to do.
Yep.
Anyone could jump in,
Anyone.
figure out the controls, and have fun.
Exactly.
Which is probably why it appealed to so many different people. From hardcore gamers
The casual players.
to casual players.
Everyone.
It really did have that universal appeal.
Yes.
So that broad appeal, combined with the sheer quality of the game itself,
Yeah.
that's what helped Super Mario Bros. Become the legend that it is today.
100%.
Okay, so we've established that this game was huge.
Huge.
But before we go any deeper into its mechanics
Yeah.
and its impact,
Okay.
let's pause for a moment
Right.
and really appreciate the context of its release.
Oh, good point.
Remember, this was a time when the video game industry was on the verge of collapse.
It was a dark time.
The market was flooded with low-quality games,
So many bad games.
and people were losing faith in home consoles.
Yeah, we're giving up.
It was like the Wild West, but with bad graphics
Yes.
and even worse gameplay.
Feels bad.
And then out of the blue
Yeah.
comes Super Mario Bros.
Ta-da.
A game that was polished, fun, and genuinely innovative.
It was a breath of fresh air.
It was a beacon of hope in a sea of mediocrity.
It was like the game itself saved the princess industry, that is.
Super Mario Bros. Didn't just entertain.
It did so much more.
It revitalized an entire industry.
It brought gaming back from the brink.
It reminded people why they loved video games in the first place.
Exactly.
And set a new standard.
A new standard for what games could be.
So we've got a legendary development duo, a perfect storm of cultural context,
Yeah.
and a game that was as groundbreaking as it was fun.
That's a recipe for success.
That's a potent combination for success.
Absolutely.
All right, gamers, we're back and ready to delve deeper into the magic of Super Mario Bros.
Let's go.
We've talked about the why,
Right.
the context, the creators, the cultural impact.
Yes.
But now it's time to unpack the how.
You mean like, how did a game about a plumber jumping on turtles become one of the most influential titles of all time?
Exactly. And I think the answer lies in the simplicity and elegance of its gameplay.
Okay.
It's a side-scrolling platformer, which basically means you move left to right, jumping between platforms, overcoming obstacles.
Right.
But what sets Super Mario Bros. Apart
Yeah.
is how it executes those core mechanics.
Okay.
It's all about precision and timing,
Mm.
mastering your jumps,
Yes.
learning enemy patterns,
Right.
and using the environment to your advantage.
It's all about strategy.
You know, I remember when I first played it, I was blown away by how responsive the controls felt.
Oh, yeah.
You could make Mario do exactly what you wanted.
You really felt in control.
Whether it was a perfectly timed jump over a Goomba or a daring dash under a spiky Koopa shell.
It was so satisfying.
And that's the key, right?
Yeah.
The game gave you a sense of control that was almost unheard of at the time.
Totally.
And it wasn't just about reacting to what was happening on screen.
No.
It was about actively shaping the experience with your skill
Yes.
and your timing.
Exactly.
Plus, there was a certain rhythm to the gameplay.
Oh, yeah.
The way you chain jumps together, collect coins, and dodge enemies.
It was almost musical.
It was almost musical.
Which makes sense considering Koji Kondo's incredible soundtrack.
Right.
But you're right, there is a definite flow to it.
Yeah.
A sense of momentum that keeps you pushing forward.
Yeah.
Wanting to see what's around the next corner.
And speaking of pushing forward, let's talk about level design.
Okay.
Super Mario Bros. Is famous for its intricate
Yes.
and creative levels.
Very creative.
Each one a carefully crafted challenge
It's true.
that introduces new enemies, obstacles, and secrets.
They really keep you on your toes.
World 1-1 is a perfect example of this.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally a masterclass in game design,
It is.
disguised as a simple starting level.
I'm glad you brought that up because on the surface it seems so basic,
It does.
but there's so much going on beneath the surface.
Absolutely.
It subtly teaches you everything you need to know without ever explicitly telling you.
Right. You learn how to jump on Goombas,
Yeah.
discover the magic of question blocks, and even get a taste of the risk-reward dynamic with those temptingly placed coins.
All without a single line of dialogue.
And all of this is happening organically as you play.
You're learning by doing.
You're not sitting through tutorials or reading text boxes.
Yeah.
You're learning by doing, which is way more engaging.
It's brilliant.
It's a testament to Miyamoto's philosophy of teaching through gameplay.
He was a visionary.
He believed that games should be intuitive and rewarding,
Yes.
allowing players to discover the rules and mechanics through exploration and experimentation.
Exactly, and that's something that so many games still emulate today, right?
Oh, for sure.
That idea of gradually introducing new concepts and challenges without ever breaking the flow of the game.
It's become a core principle of good game design.
And Super Mario Bros. Was one of the first games to really nail that balance.
Right, making learning feel seamless and rewarding.
It's all about that flow state.
But it wasn't just about teaching the basics.
No.
The game also introduced this concept of escalating difficulty, meaning the levels progressively get harder, throwing new enemies and trickier platforming challenges your way.
You always feel challenged but never overwhelmed.
And that's crucial for keeping players engaged.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely.
You're constantly being pushed to improve your skills, master new mechanics,
Yes.
and think strategically about how to overcome each obstacle.
It's a mental workout.
Plus, there's the thrill of discovery.
Oh, yeah.
Super Mario Bros. Is packed with secrets.
There's so many secrets.
Hidden blocks,
Yeah.
warp pipes that lead to bonus areas,
Uh-huh.
even entire hidden worlds.
It's crazy how much they packed into this game.
And those secrets weren't just about finding extra lives or getting a high score.
No.
They added a layer of depth and replayability to the game.
They encouraged you to explore
They encouraged you to experiment.
and break the rules a little bit.
You never knew what you might find if you ventured off the beaten path.
Exactly. And that ties back to that sense of agency and control we talked about earlier.
Right,
Super Mario Bros. Wasn't just about following a linear path.
right.
It was about giving players the freedom to explore, discover, and create their own unique experiences.
That's something that's still relevant today, right?
No, absolutely.
So many modern games have embraced that open world,
Yeah.
exploration-driven design philosophy.
It's all about giving players choices, letting them approach challenges in different ways, and rewarding their curiosity.
And those seeds were definitely planted by games like Super Mario Bros.
100%.
Now we can't talk about Super Mario Bros. Without mentioning the power-ups.
Oh, the power-up.
I mean, who doesn't love grabbing a super mushroom and becoming Super Mario?
Yeah.
Or snagging a fire flower and unleashing fiery fury?
So satisfying.
Those power-ups weren't just about making you feel powerful.
No.
They fundamentally changed the way you played the game.
They really did.
They introduced new strategic possibilities
Mm-hmm.
and added a layer of depth to the combat and platforming.
It's like they gave you a whole new set of tools to play with.
Right. And it was up to you to figure out how to use them effectively.
Exactly, and each power-up had its own unique strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
Which added another layer of strategy to the game.
So strategic.
Do you go for the invincibility of the Starman or the ranged attack of the Fire Flower?
Tough choices.
Each choice had consequences, which kept the gameplay fresh and engaging.
It's amazing how much depth they managed to pack into such a seemingly simple game.
It really is a testament to the developers.
And that's what makes it so brilliant, right?
Totally.
Every element, from the controls to the level design to the power-ups, works in harmony to create this incredibly satisfying and addictive experience.
It's like they were crafting a symphony of gameplay,
Oh, I like that.
where every note, every instrument plays a vital role in creating a masterpiece.
Beautiful analogy.
Yeah.
And it's that attention to detail, that commitment to creating a truly polished and engaging experience that made Super Mario Bros. Such a landmark achievement.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From the basics of side-scrolling to the brilliance of World 1-1.
Yes.
From the power of escalation to the joy of power-ups.
It's been a wild ride.
But I think it's important to remember that Super Mario Bros. Wasn't just about mechanics and level design.
Right.
It was about creating a world that felt alive, a world that you wanted to explore and get lost in.
It was about escapism, pure and simple.
Right. It was about that sense of wonder and discovery.
Yes.
The feeling of being transported to a magical kingdom full of strange creatures, hidden secrets, and endless possibility.
And capture our imaginations.
And that's something that's transcended generations.
Oh, yeah.
Even today, there's something magical about stepping into the Mushroom Kingdom.
It's a timeless world.
It's a timeless world that continues to captivate players of all ages.
It's true.
So we've established that Super Mario Bros. Was a game changer.
A game changer.
But how has it continued to influence the gaming landscape over the years?
That's a great question.
And where does it fit in today's world of massive open worlds and hyper-realistic graphics?
Yeah, I mean, how does it stack up against modern games?
We'll be tackling those questions in the next part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to Press Start to begin. We've been on quite the journey through the Mushroom Kingdom,
We have.
exploring the origins, gameplay, and lasting impact of Super Mario Bros.
It's amazing how a game that seems so simple on the surface can have so much depth and nuance when you really start to peel back the layers.
It's like one of those seemingly ordinary question blocks that hides a superstar.
Yeah,
You hit it just right and bam, a whole new level of brilliance is revealed.
I love that analogy.
And it speaks to the enduring legacy of this game.
It really does.
I mean, we're decades past its release.
Decades.
And yet, Super Mario Bros. Is still relevant.
Yeah.
Still being played,
Yeah.
still inspiring developers.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that legacy.
Okay.
We've touched on how it revived the gaming industry,
Right.
but its influence goes way beyond that.
Oh, absolutely. Think about the countless games that have followed in Mario's footsteps.
Yeah,
The platforming genre as we know it today
right.
owes a huge debt to Super Mario Bros.
It's like it provided a blueprint for game design.
It did. Yeah.
Tight controls, creative level design, a gradual increase in difficulty, hidden secrets to reward exploration.
Yeah, you see those elements in so many games.
So many games.
Even ones that aren't strictly platformers.
It's true. Even games with vastly different themes or mechanics have borrowed from that Super Mario Bros. Formula.
They have. It's become a part of the gaming DNA, you could say.
And then there are the sequels, of course.
Oh, yes, the sequel.
I mean, the Super Mario franchise is a behemoth,
It is a behemoth.
with dozens of games spanning multiple console generations.
It's incredible.
And each one builds upon the foundations laid by the original.
That's right.
We've had everything from Super Mario Bros. 3 with its iconic raccoon tail
Yeah.
overworld map
Mm-hmm.
to Super Mario 64, which revolutionized 3D platforming.
It really did.
And let's not forget Super Mario Odyssey,
Oh, my goodness. Odyssey.
a game that took the open world concept
Yeah.
and injected it with pure, unadulterated Mario magic.
Pure Mario magic.
It's like they took everything we love about the series
Yes.
and cranked it up to 11.
To 11.
It's remarkable how the franchise has managed to stay fresh and innovative while still staying true to its core identity.
I think it speaks to the creativity of the developers and their deep understanding of what makes Mario so special.
I think it also speaks to the universality of the themes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a story about overcoming challenges, rescuing someone you care about, and
Yeah.
ultimately triumphing over evil.
It's the classic hero's journey.
Those are stories that resonate with everyone, regardless of age or background.
Absolutely.
Plus, there's the sheer joy of movement.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you're leaping over chasms, bouncing off Goombas, or soaring through the air with a raccoon tail,
It just feels good to control Mario.
it just feels good.
It does.
And that's something that hasn't changed.
Right.
Even with all the graphical advancements and gameplay innovations over the years,
It's timeless.
that core sense of fun, that pure delight of exploration and discovery,
Yeah.
is still at the heart of every Mario game.
It's the heart and soul of the franchise.
Which brings us to the question we posed earlier.
Okay.
Where does Super Mario Bros. Fit in today's gaming landscape?
Yeah, with all the massive open worlds and photorealistic graphics we see in modern games,
Right.
does a game like Super Mario Bros. Even hold up?
That's a good question.
I think the answer is a resounding yes.
Okay.
And here's why. While graphics and technology have evolved, the core principles of good game design haven't changed. Meaning that a game can still be brilliant even if it doesn't have cutting-edge visuals or a sprawling open world.
Yeah.
Super Mario Bros. Proves that.
It's a reminder that simplicity can be incredibly powerful. That tight controls clever level design and a focus on pure, unadulterated fun can still create an experience that transcends time and technology.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And let's not forget the impact it had on game design as a whole.
True.
Remember how we talked about World 1-1 being a masterclass in teaching through gameplay?
Yeah.
That's something you see echoed in so many modern games.
Developers today are still learning from those early pioneers,
Yeah.
taking inspiration from their innovative approaches to storytelling mechanics and level design.
And then there's the cultural impact.
Oh, yeah.
Super Mario Bros. Isn't just a game.
It's a phenomenon.
It's a pop culture phenomenon.
It's spawned countless spin-offs, merchandise, even theme parks.
I mean, you can't walk down the street without seeing someone wearing a Mario t-shirt.
Or carrying a Luigi backpack.
Or carrying a Luigi backpack.
It's everywhere.
It's become a symbol of joy and nostalgia.
In that shared experience of gaming.
It's something that connects people across generations, something that brings back fond memories and sparks new ones.
It's a powerful thing.
So to answer your question, I think Super Mario Bros. doesn't just fit in to today's gaming landscape. It actively shapes it.
It does.
It continues to inspire developers, entertain players, and remind us that even the simplest ideas, when executed with brilliance and passion, can have an enduring impact.
Beautifully said. And that's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
You can boot up Super Mario Bros. Today and still have that same sense of wonder and joy that you felt all those years ago.
It's a timeless classic.
It is.
A game that will forever hold a special place in our hearts.
Agreed.
And next time on Press Start to Begin, we're going to swing into the world of Donkey Kong.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Exploring its origins,
Yes.
gameplay, and how it paved the way for Mario's eventual rise to stardom.
Can't wait.
So make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell,
Yes.
and join us as we journey back to the golden age of arcade gaming.
It's going to be a blast from the past.
Until then, game on.